And then the last thing that we need to talk about in terms of resonance strategies and changing the result in your mix is the shape of your mouth. Smaller mouth shapes, more narrow mouth shapes are going to support those darker tones and more release in your mix. They're going to give you a slightly lower larynx, a little bit more throat space, and they're going to allow more air to come through, and that tends to result in more of a released mix. So for instance, if you say, ooh, you can feel how that has more access to head resonance for your mix. Ooh. Try it. Good. Whereas a wider position is going to start to increase resonance and strength and more of a chest color in your mix. So it's going to give you a little bit of a stronger sound and a brighter tone. Ah. Right, and this comes in stages, okay, but you see how that can be a pitch changer as well. The shape of your mouth can sort of begin to change the tone quality and the frequency result that you get out of your singing. Once you have your mix components worked out, sometimes vowel modification and changing the shape of your mouth can dramatically change the color of your mix. So if I'm way up high on a note again, and I've got a smaller mouth, goo, 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 that's a very light mix. Everybody try that for me. If I start to open my mouth, the color changes. Ga, 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 ga. Hear the difference there? Goo, 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 ga, 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 ga. Goo, 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 ga, 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 ga. I didn't actually sing any louder, but I completely changed the frequency and the tone. Goo, ga, goo, ga, goo, ga. And again, which one is right, okay? So if I'm singing like the Bee Gees and I went, woo, or like the Jersey Boys, you know, Sherry, okay? But if I'm singing something that's more belty, ah, I'm gonna get that tone, okay? And that I support that by widening the mouth and changing the frequency that I get out of the mix. And so that can be a huge changer. So this is why I started the class by saying, like, if you just start to think of mix as a place in your voice, you can get really limited and really frustrated. But you need to start to understand that all these other components are what actually make up a mix, okay? The shape of your mouth, the position of your larynx, the position of your soft palate, the strength or the flexibility of your vocal cords. All these things come together to give you the sound that you desire. And this is really, it can sound very complex, but you need to start to have exercises and access to these different coordinations. Some are muscle coordinations, and some of them are resonance strategies, and they're going to change the result that you get out of your singing, okay? So let's do that one that progresses, okay? We're actually going to try a mix exercise. We're going to go from the tiny ooh, so say goo, 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 into a more open vowel, ga, 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 and then we're going to add our cry for the muscle coordination. We're going to try to get a little more back pressure, so that's trying to go all the way to the full compression, not loose, not balanced, but a little more full. Say ma, ma, ma. To try to get a full mix. So listen to my progression here. I'm going to start with my lightest sound, and I'm going to get to my most strong sound, but I'm going to try not to vary the effort and the volume too much, just these muscle coordinations and these resonant strategies. So here we go. I'm going goo, 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 ga, 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 ma, 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 ma. Goo, 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 ga, 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 ma, 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 ma. You hear I'm moving from a very light mix to more of a balance, to more of a cry, okay? When I first started singing, this isn't magic, okay? I would get almost no result. So I started these exercises with my teacher, and I would get goo, 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 ga, 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 ma, 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 and be pretty frustrated. The reason you can hear dramatic changes, hopefully, from my instrument is because I've worked this so much, and I've really worked the technique and practice, and I've gotten control over it. So now I can apply these different strategies that we've discussed today and really change the color of my instrument. And you'll get there too if you do the practice, all right? Let's try it. Let's do goo, ga, ma on that triplet action. We're gonna start in the mid-range for the feminine voices and in the high range for the masculine voices, and then we'll switch that up a little bit. So here we go. This is C5. So mid C for feminine voices and high C for masculine voices. 1, 2, 3, and goo, 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 ga, 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 ma, 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 ma. Good, try that again. And goo, 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 ga, 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 ma, 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 ma. Start light. Goo, goo, goo. ma. Good, okay? So think about the different things we've discussed. The first one has the loosest compression, and you can feel that. You can feel more release. Say, goo. Then we want to go for balanced compression from the chords and more mouth color. Ga. And then we want to keep that vowel, but we want to add full compression. Ma, ma. And there's that mixed belt that everybody's after, okay? So one more time. Goo, ga, ma. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Goo, 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 ga, ga, ga. Ma, 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 ma. Goo, 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 ga, ga, ga. Ma, 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 ma. One more. And goo, 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 ga, ga, ga. Ma, 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 ma. Good. Now I want the feminine voices to feel what it feels like to come from the high voice as well. So let's try an F. Okay? Same exercise, feminine voices a little bit higher. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. And yeah, try it out. One more. And
Interested in more voice training? Visit us at wolfstudiosnyc.com.